Happy Tuesday. Welcome back. Let me get that quote out of the way. As usual, happy Tuesday. Can't believe it's already another Tuesday. Summer's over, and I hope that you enjoyed it, that you had some phenomenal times, and that you're ready to hit the last stretch of the year full of energy and full of positive will to do everything that you set out to do. So as always, I just want to introduce myself for anybody who doesn't know me. My name is Eduardo. And let me get this straight here. So sorry, my screen needs a little bit of adjustment. So Eduardo, I'm an executive coach, and I help leaders like you to grow, not only in their careers, but also in other aspects of their whole life. What happens as a result? Well, they stand out from their competition. They're recognized for their growth potential. They're earmarked for more and faster promotions, and they become more complete with personal lives and careers that are in tune with their values and long-term goals for happiness, security, and fulfillment. Now, if that sounds like you, let's get in touch. Find me on LinkedIn, send me a mail, leave me a comment, and we can get on a brief complimentary call to see how coaching can really help you. I'll leave my scheduling link in the comments. Okay, with that said, let's go to our, as usual, what I like to do is to share a quote. So let me put that on the screen. And there you go. Let me see, is it there? Yeah. So we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, it's a habit. Powerful quote. So what this really means is that we are the sum of our habits. If you haven't, by the way, go and read Atomic Habits by James Clear. Phenomenal book. It's easy to read, and it's full of really rich pieces of advice and insights like this that will start to make a difference, and they help you, put things into perspective. It's really, really good. Excellence is made not necessarily what we do, right? We are what we do. We are what we do. Therefore, excellence is not an act, it's a habit. Only by doing repeatedly, day in and day out, will we create the habit that will lead us to excellence, that will lead us to growth, that will lead us to progress. And that's why I thought that I would share it with you, and I hope that that's useful. So let's go to the first question. I thought that the questions, as usual, pretty good, and I hope that you will all get as much value as I got out of just reading them. So it's a lot good here. So how has the extreme velocity of change all around impact how one should approach work? Well, this is a very relevant question. The pace of change has done nothing but accelerate recently, right? So you see technology, you see the world around you, like business, economic environment. You see geopolitical environment. It's also changing really quickly. So change is only accelerating. And how you approach it at work is probably best seen from the perspective of how much are you initiating change versus how much you are having change being inflicted upon you. So you can be sitting around watching things happen, and then change arrives. You need to adapt to it. You need to chase after it, if you will. On the other hand, if you know that change will always happen, and if you have a clear view of how that change can affect your organization, call that your team, your department, your division, or your whole company, if you have a sense of how that could be affecting you, that change, then you would probably be best served understanding what that means for that unit of work, your team, your department, etc. What does that mean? What is probably going to be different that you would need to adapt to, and you get there before change happens? And actually, I'll do you one better. It's even better if you can create change, knowing it'll happen. If you understand the environment, then it's a lot better for you to actually initiate it, drive it, and control it than to react to it and be chasing it around and then try to survive it, so to speak. So the more you can embrace it, the more you can drive it, the more you can help others understand the reason why change is happening and what that means for them in their day-to-day, the more successful you are going to be, the more successful your organization is going to be, and the faster you will go up the ramp of change and be better suited for what's coming. So it could be competition. It could be changes in your organization. You need to do more with less. It could be just totally turning processes on their heads and do things totally different in response to some external circumstance. So understand what's happening. What does that mean to you? And then drive change and make sure to bring your team along. They need to understand why change is occurring, what that means, and how their contribution, small as it might seem, means and how it helps to the overall change effort. So great question. Let's go to the next one. Okay, how are mentoring and sponsorship different? Where do they become relevant? Well, each has its own place. They are related and they're closely tied to your performance and your progress, but they're not the same. A mentor, well, let me start by the sponsor. A sponsor is somebody who will give you support, who will help pave the way for you as you grow, who will speak about you even when you're not there, in such a way that others understand your contribution, and in such a way that he or she will help you get the best shots they can afford for you to show your value, to show what you can do. And so that's an important role for the sponsor, is to give you keys to doors and help prepare people on the other side of those doors so that when you walk in, they all are prepared to appreciate your contributions. They are all prepared to let you in through those doors, and they're prepared to help propel you. A mentor, on the other hand, is equally valuable, but it's different. The role of the mentor is to help you improve, to help you identify weak spots, to help you identify strengths that you want to build upon. A mentor will be a sounding board, somebody you can talk to and come for in search of advice. If there's anything that you need for, say, a conversation with your boss, a mentor would be a good person to come and say, okay, this is what I want to say, this is how I want to position it, and this is how I'm planning to execute on this conversation. Then that mentor could give you feedback about your positioning, about the timing, about the venue, about whether what you're trying to do is the best way to handle the issue at hand. If you have a presentation, a mentor could also help you prepare for that presentation. They could just be the public and do play the role of the audience, and they could give you feedback on your presentation skills, on the content itself, on whether your pace and your tone and your overall delivery are hitting the mark or doing what you need them to do. So that's what the mentor does. A mentor will help push you. They will challenge you. They will probably look at you and say, why are you only doing that? Or that's what I would expect a mentor to do. So a mentor is not just somebody that you come to and ask for some career advice. They could do that. Hey, how do I handle this or that with my boss? They can do that. How do I approach this or that with my boss? They can do that. But a mentor is really meant to help you stretch, to help you find connections where you can probably not find them on your own. So they would be able to give you introductions, right? They have political Jews, probably more connections than you, and they can help you establish those working relationships that will propel your growth, which will result in your career being developed, which will result in you as a person being richer and more complete. So that's what mentors do. Don't look for mentors that are of a certain, let's say, predefined characteristic. So people tend to think of mentors, they immediately think of somebody who's older than them, somebody who's in their function, somebody who knows them for a long time. And all of these could be valuable, but they're not necessary. In fact, some mentors are just the same age as you. Some could be younger. It's not a matter of tenure in the company. It's more a matter of expertise in the particular area where you need support. So if a very young executive is very well connected and you're looking for just that, for network enrichment and how to approach people and how to talk to them and how to best influence them, then that quote unquote very young person can definitely help you understand what are the right themes, the right approaches, the right ways to broach the topic with the stakeholder at hand. They don't have to be the expert in your field if what you're looking for is, say, a feedback session with your boss. Then it doesn't really matter what discipline they're in, as long as they have the right experience and the right perspective and the right balance to question your motives, to help you understand why you even want to talk to your boss in the first place. And how are you going to do it? And what are the potential reactions? What are the pitfalls? Are you just focused on your feelings and are being too emotional? Do you have enough facts? Do they believe that you're fact-based enough? So these are things that a mentor is good for. It's just help you stretch. They will challenge you, they will poke, they will help you get better at whatever it is you're trying to do in that particular instance. But that's what a mentor does. Whereas a sponsor is somebody who will talk to others about you when you're not there in glowing terms normally, right? Extolling your virtues and helping others see the value that you could bring to their team whenever you join that team or that effort or that project. So those are the differences. There's a place for both. Don't think that it's an either or. It's not an or, it's an and. So you would be well served to have sponsors and mentors. They could be the same person, they could be different individuals. Doesn't really matter, but you need to have the support of both types, right? Sponsor and champion, more or less similar to that, but you need those. When you want to get promoted and you're not well known around the table for all of those people who will make a decision for you to get promoted or not, then sponsor is essential because you need somebody to represent you, somebody who will talk about why you need to be considered, why you're ready, why you could do it. And a mentor could help you talk to your sponsor, get ready for that. Get ready for the one meeting where you will be introduced to other influencers in your organization. I mean influencers in the sense of driving the company. People who have influence on others in your company. I'm not talking about the social media type of influencer, but I guess you know that. Okay, let's go to the next question. Okay, I feel I need coaching, and how can I pitch it to my boss? Because I don't want to sound like I'm drowning or like I'm out of ideas. Well, this is a common misconception, my friend. Thank you for the question. And I particularly like it, and it's close to my heart as an executive coach. A common misconception for coaching is that it's only for solving problems. It's only for correcting issues. It's performance weaknesses and performance related aspects of you that need to be, quote unquote, corrected. Coaching is a lot more. It's about a lot more than problem solving. Coaching is looking in the best approach to coaching, I would say. It's about looking at the whole person, looking at all of you, and try to understand how to use your powers to help you grow. It could be grow in the personal sphere. It could be growth in the professional environment. It could be defining your priorities. It could be finding a new job or identifying your what and why. So there's a range of things that you could be benefited by working with a coach. Coaches offer tools, frameworks, and approaches for you to understand what your options are and what the best course of action might be, and for you to prepare based on your strengths and your motivations and your interests and your values in such a way that when you get to your objective, you will be whole, you will be complete. Because think about it, nobody is just one aspect of their life. Nobody's just an extremely successful professional without taking care of other things. Or nobody's a completely successful professional without having some other part of their life pay the price. Nobody is a perfect spouse or a perfect parent or a perfect friend without some price being paid elsewhere. There's always a trade-off. So maybe they're the perfect, partner at the detriment of their work performance because, that's what they give priority to. There's no right answer. And that's what coaching helps you. That's what coaching helps you do. Find the priorities, find the balance, something that will work according to your values, to your interests, that will fill your soul and that will give you the sustainable energy to keep it going. That's what coaching does. So that's what you need to think about when you talk to your boss, is why you think that coaching is going to help you, therefore help him or her, help the organization. How is the growth that you will obtain through coaching going to be beneficial for your team, for your organization, for the company, for them to grow? Remember, to the degree that you grow, you're going to help your boss grow too. So it's in their interest to see you grow and develop and help them do more. And that's what coaching allows you to do too. So don't frame it as I have a problem, therefore I need a coach. Or I don't know how to do this or that, therefore I need a coach. You probably want to say, I have a lot of strength in this area and I want to do better and I want to bring it to the table in a way that will most effectively help us pursue our objectives, whatever that is. And the way that I can do that is through coaching. And therefore I'd like to talk about support. This is just obviously an example. You do you use your own dialogue and your own words, but the message is frame it as you enhancing your powers rather than it's a problem. I don't know what to do. I'm out of ideas. I need somebody to tell me. It's a subtle difference, but that mental positioning is going to just give you the right presence to have this discussion with your supervisor. I'm pretty sure that they will see the potential benefit that you could bring if you engage in a coaching relationship, because that's going to make you a richer person, stronger person, and more balanced to do what you need to do. That's what you're going to explain. Success, and I hope that goes well. And hey, if you need a coach, you know where to find me. Let's go to the next question. Okay. What would you say exceptional leadership looks like? Okay, near and dear to my heart. The first thing that a leader needs to do is shine a light on their team, not on themselves. Your job as a leader is to develop others around you who deserve it. You're going to grow because you're an individual, you're a human being, you do want to grow, but you will grow as a function of how you develop others, of how you enrich others, of the impact that you have. So the best leadership to me is leadership that has an impact such that when you move on, the people who are left in your wake, in the positive sense, the people you help, the people you touch, have been positively impacted, and they're better because you were there. So help your team understand from their mistakes. Be a humble leader. Shine a light on them, don't shine it on you. Because when you shine it on them and help them do great and help them be visible and help others see their talents, your talents are going to come to the fore. You're going to be talked about as a leader who knows how to develop people and create leaders for the future in your organization. So an exceptional leader is somebody who will, in the words of Simon Sinek, eat after their teams have eaten. Make sure that you meet the needs of your team, help them grow, help them be better, help them be stronger. And don't worry about how you look or does it appear that you have or not the answers. Of course you're going to have the answers. Being a good leader does not mean just stepping back and letting others do the work. It means you know what you're doing, but you're not taking over every aspect of whatever it is you're delivering. You help others grow through making the mistakes. You highlight the mistakes, you let them learn from it, and they become stronger. You develop them. Exceptional leadership is leadership that helps others grow, that leaves an imprint, and that has people thinking about your presence in their life and how you add it. That's exceptional leadership. It's not about who speaks the loudest, who has all the answers, who's the strongest boss that vanquishes every opponent. There are people who see it like that. In my humble opinion, that's not excellent leadership. That's one form of leadership I don't happen to enjoy, because it's at the detriment of everybody else when you're the alpha person and it's only your voice that sounds, it's only your opinion that counts, it's only your ideas that shine. That only serves you. And that's the antithesis to excellent leadership. Excellent leadership is others shine, others' ideas shine, everybody grows, and everybody is propelled forward and is a richer person because of that interaction. Thank you for the question. Okay, we're on the home stretch. We probably will have a couple of minutes to get back, which I'm happy with. All right, so I have a job interview coming up. I have experience, but I'm curious about how you think. What do you think are the main things to get right? Well, yeah, great question. Job interviews, and I'm sure you know this, but job interviews are interactions where everything will be evaluated. Everything. From the moment you step in through the door, you are being judged. It's your presence. It's how you carry yourself. It's how you speak about things to begin with, right? I'm just talking about general aspects of you walking in the door. Does this person look like they can do the job that I need? And more. Now, when you're past that stage, when you're in the room, you need to think of a few things that you want to keep in mind for your interview. First is be clear. Why are you even there? Why did you come to the conversation, to the interview? What's your objective? Second, it's not about you, it's about them. What are their needs? It's not about how awesome you are and how your experience is broad and deep. All of that is a given, otherwise you wouldn't be sitting in that chair. It's more about them. So how can you help them solve their problem? How does your experience and background allow them to make a dent in whatever problem they're facing? Or how does it help them capitalize on an opportunity that they might have in front of you? That's the important part. They're going to be thinking, how does he or she help me attain my objective, whatever that might be? So that's the other part. Be succinct. Don't be long-winded. Understand the question. If you need to repeat it to your interviewer, say, if I understand correctly, are you asking me this in a brief way? And then go into your answer, but do so in the most economical way possible. Don't be long-winded. I've been guilty of this. I know from experience. If you're too long-winded, then people will, you will see their eyes glaze and they will stop paying attention and they will start thinking about the next question or how you're just this verbose person that they don't really want. So be succinct, be brief, be economical, go to the point. That's another one. Be careful and mindful of your body language. You don't want to come into the meeting and slump or seem disinterested or be fidgety or be looking at your phone the whole time. You might, if there's something like urgent that's going on in your life that you need to keep a tab on, then well, you might need to have the phone and you might need to look at it. But I would always advise that you let your interviewer know, this is going on in my life. This is why I might need to look at my phone occasionally. If it's so acute that you just need to be staring at your phone, then don't go to the interview, right? Be respectful. And this attention to your interviewer is a pretty important form of respect. So listen to them, actively respond and listen, and make sure that you interiorize the question and leave your phone behind. Don't look at it, turn it off if you can. So pay full attention. What else can I tell you? Know your company. Why are you there, and what does the company do? What are their needs in your mind that you can reflect back to your interviewer? Hey, this is what I understand the situation in your company is. This is where I believe that I could add value. So your understanding of the company gives your interviewer the reassurance that, number one, you have done your homework, you've researched, you know a little bit more about the company, you show interest. B, it allows you to shine in a way that is very purposeful, very intentional, because now you know how your background, how your characteristics help them solve their problem. Remember, it's not about you, it's about them. Another point that's important, don't badmouth anybody or any organization. If they ask you, why are you here? And in your heart of hearts, you sort of feel that you're there because you cannot stand it in your current place of work, just a scenario, then by all means, do not, I repeat, do not speak badly of your job, of your boss, of your peers. Not only does word get around, it just fills you with negative energy, and they understand that you're just a complaint machine and you're a negative individual, and you create just a lot of questions around, is she or is he going to be adding to the experience of my team altogether? Show that you're a leader who helps others develop. Help that you're a leader who helps others get to their objectives, because that helps you get to your objectives. In other words, that you are a team player, but that you are willing to take the lead or willing to take a stand if need be. There's many more. Your attire. Of course, be careful and mindful about your attire. Investigate a little about your company. What's the culture? Do people go to work in sneakers, jeans, and baseball caps? There's companies that do it. If that's the case, you probably don't want to get there in navy suit, white shirt, and tie, because you're going to be out of place. And the opposite also is true. If you are walking into a firm that has a more formal culture, probably you would be ill-advised to come in flip-flops or jeans or a cap or a t-shirt. Know the place that you're going to. That goes back to research the firm that you want to join, that you're going to interview with, and then dress appropriately. Look people in the eye, don't be shifty. Again, be succinct, be like well assured when you give an answer, talk with conviction, have executive presence from the moment you step into the room, be truthful, be succinct, don't speak badly about anybody or about anyone or about any firm or about anything, be positive, be constructive, and the most important rule, just to close it off, it's not about you, it's about them. How can you help them solve their problem? How can you meet their need? And how does their life get better with you in particular above all other candidates? That's what you want to highlight. Okay? All right, my friends. So we're 1 minute from the bottom of the hour. And in that time, I just want to say thank you. Wish you a phenomenal fall, which has already started. Again, cannot believe that summer's over already. And we'll see you here next Tuesday, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, for another session, 30 minutes of Growth Bites. Send your questions. Remember that we have a cutoff on Friday, so anything that you send from now to Friday, we will capture in the list, and we will select the top 5. And have a phenomenal week. Have a great Tuesday, and I'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye.